Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Hope you're doing well today. Today it's Whip It Up Wednesday, so I thought I would do a crock pot beef vegetable soup. I don't think I've ever done it in the crock pot before, so it should be fun. So let's get started. All my prep work done, chopping onions and all that stuff. And I wanted to show you the meat I'm using. I found this reduced at Walmart. It's a grass-fed chuck roast. But I just wanted to show you, that's what I'll be using. I'm going to cut this up. Okay, I'm going to start with the base of my soup. This roast was about 2.2 pounds, I think. I forgot to mention that. I'm just going to throw it in the instant. I'm using the Instant Pot on slow cook. And then I have about half of a quart of beef stock. I do intend on making my own. I just haven't had a chance. Let's see. And I'm going to let this part simmer for about 2 hours before I start adding the carrots. I'm going to add carrots, corn. We like a lot of corn in our vegetable soup. I should have just called it beef and corn soup. And let's see, that's probably enough of that. You can always add more. And then I chopped one large onion, Spanish onion. It was very strong too. Sometimes I use red onions, sometimes I use yellow onions. I don't really have well, I like red onions the best probably. And I'm gonna add I have a can of fire roasted tomatoes and a can of crushed tomatoes. I'm gonna start with the can of crushed tomatoes first. I can't eat a lot of tomatoey things, but I probably will have to add more. Let me get a little water. See, it's already filling up halfway. I'm not going to have a lot of room for my other stuff. And then I'm going to add some dehydrated celery, just like about a tablespoon and a half. And I have some frozen bell pepper. It's a mixture of yellow, red, and orange. I'm just going to add that in there. And I'm going to put the slow cooker on high. Hopefully, within a couple hours, since I cut the meat up, it'll make it tender pretty quickly. But I don't want to add my other vegetables quite yet because I don't want I don't want them to disappear into the soup if I cook them too long. So I'm going to add just a little. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one of the most important things: garlic. I did put garlic powder on my meat, but here's about 2 cloves of fresh garlic. I'm gonna have to get that out with a spoon. And let's see, I'm not gonna add too much salt because that beef stock is not unsalted. A little pepper. And probably just a touch more. I might have to put this in a bigger pot. I should have probably cooked half of the meat. Oh well, but we'll eat it. We all could freeze it. I apologize. I can't talk today. So I'm just gonna mix that up. And I probably will use the other can of fire roasted tomatoes. I'm gonna let this cook for a couple hours, like I said, and then I'll bring you back. I wanted just to show you the slow cook function. I put it on slow cook high for 6 hours. Okay, it's been about 3 hours, and as you can see, it looks it's a nice color, rich broth. So I don't know if I'm going to add any more tomatoes or beef stock or water. I think it looks pretty good, but I'm going to add. I'm just cleaning out my fridge. I have a few of these little creamer potatoes left, about half a head of a small cabbage, and 4 large carrots. I'm just going to put this in here and let this cook for a couple more hours. And then I will be adding probably 2 cans of corn. But I'm going to let this go for about another hour. And then I'll bring you back and we'll season it to taste and go from there. Everybody, this is my soup, and my husband just got back with the corn that I want to use. I usually use canned or frozen, but today I'm going to use frozen. And I like to use the one that says super sweet corn. These are just those steamable bags you can buy, Bird's Eye. So I'm going to see if one bag is enough. And I tasted the salt. It's got plenty of salt. And I only put a few potatoes because we're probably going to freeze some of this. And I find that potatoes just don't freeze as well. But I can always take those out. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2 because we really like corn. Like I said, I should have called it beef and corn soup. And they don't like broccoli. They don't like cauliflower and stuff like that. So, oh, that's a lot of corn. So I'm just going to continue cooking this for a couple more hours. And hopefully it'll be done. I'll be back. Check in with the soup. My vegetables are still hard, so it's not cooked, but I did taste it and it does need some seasoning. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it. All those vegetables, I guess, absorbed all the seasoning. And some pepper. And I think I'm going to add some more garlic powder and parsley. If I can find the garlic powder. And I don't think I'm going to add the second can of tomatoes, so I only added 1 can. So I'm going to let this cook for about 2 more hours, and then we'll be back to mention. I tasted it again, added a little bit more salt, but I also like to add just like a half teaspoon of, or 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. I find it just adds a nice richness to it. As you can see, I believe our soup is done. Looks, the meat's very tender, and I think it's flavored just right. I wish I could put more green things in here, but my family just likes these vegetables. Well, we did put cabbage. It just wilted. You can barely see it. But it cooked for about 6 hours. It took quite a long time to cook the vegetables and the meat. Next time I think I might add the vegetables sooner than I did today. So live and learn, but I think it's going to be delicious, and we'll do a taste test for you coming up. Taste our vegetable beef soup. And here's the potatoes and the carrots. They're cooked just right. They're not too soft, not too firm. And I made this jalapeno cheddar cornbread last night, and I like to mix it with it. And the meat is just so tender. I use that grass-fed beef, and it's going to be delicious. So let me just, it's kind of hot. So let me take a bite. The meat's very tender, and it's good. I could use a little bit more salt, to be honest with you, but I'm trying to cut back on my salt, but it's really good. I hope you try the recipe. It's really easy, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and have a great day. I also want to say thank you to the ladies for letting me join in this collaboration. To Linda's Pantry, The Needy Homesteader, Sutton's Days, More to Life, and William's Kitchen. And so check their channels out too.